Fellow Ugandans in the diaspora, I stand before you today still with a heavy heart as we mourn the passing of Counsel Anthony Wameli. He was not only a renowned lawyer and the head of the National Unity Platform legal team, but he was also a brave advocate for justice and a brave advocate for democracy in Uganda. Our country has indeed lost a great son, but we all know that his legacy will live through his tireless efforts and the lives he has touched while defending the rights and liberties of many Ugandan people throughout his career. As a National Unity Platform here in the USA, I'm honored to announce the events happening to commemorate and remember the life of Counsel Anthony Wameli and his contributions to our struggle, both for freedom and democracy in Uganda. Now, on Friday, February 24th, there will be a public viewing of Counsel Wameli. This will take place at Brasco and Sons Memorial Chapel, and those who are traveling, it will be at 773 Moody Street in Waltham, Massachusetts. This event will run from 6 p.m. Eastern Time to 9 p.m., and we indeed look forward to seeing you all at this event. On Sunday, February 26th, we shall hold a Uganda Diaspora Memorial Service in memory of Counsel Anthony Wameli. It will be starting at 3 p.m. at St. Peter's Church of Uganda, 129 Lexington Street, Belmont, Massachusetts. This will be followed by a light reception, also taking place at St. Peter's Church. So we look forward to all of you being there to support the family. Now, for those who cannot attend in person, there will be a Zoom global online tribute and send-off of our brother. This event will also serve as a fundraiser to support his family as they go through this difficult time. So we encourage everyone to participate and contribute in any way that you can to support the family. Because we have to remember, as a National Unity Platform in the diaspora, it's our responsibility to repatriate our fallen comrade. And I assure you that the process is in its final stages. Our brother shall soon be heading back to his resting place in Uganda once we receive the final clearance and documentation from the Uganda Embassy in Washington, D.C., and that is expected to be completed this week. So once Counsel Wameli arrives back in Uganda, as expected, the National Unity Platform Secretariat has made arrangements to receive our comrade and coordinate events on the ground in Uganda. So I encourage all of you, Ugandans in the diaspora, to be part of these events as we celebrate the life of Counsel Wameli, who has been a pillar in our struggle. I would also like to announce another event which is happening this weekend, and that is the National Unity Platform Diaspora USA Leadership Launch. This event will take place on Saturday, February 25th, and it will start at 3 p.m. And this will be at the Arthur J. Clarke Government Center building, also in Waltham, Massachusetts. Now, at this event, we plan to be introducing our new leaders here in the diaspora USA, and also strategizing as a diaspora on ways in which we can work together to liberate Uganda from the Museveni dictatorship, and also create a nation that respects the rights and liberties of all the Ugandan people. Let's remember that the National Unity Platform and People Power Movement is committed to building a more just and democratic Uganda, where every citizen has the opportunity to participate in the political process and live in freedom and dignity. And as a diaspora, we have an important role to play in this struggle. And I urge all Ugandans in the USA and beyond to participate in this event and contribute to our efforts for a more just country, a more democratic Uganda. We will have speakers, we will have panel discussions, we will also have opportunities for networking and also organizing. Let's remember that together we can make a difference and help bring about the change that Uganda so desperately needs. So please mark your calendars and plan to join us on February 25th at the Arthur J. Clarke Government Center building in Waltham, Massachusetts. Let's come together, let's unite in our mission to build a better Uganda for all citizens. Now, it's also important to recognize that February is Black History Month, and as Ugandans in the diaspora, we must take pride in our contributions to the Black community. Black history, if you look at history in general, is a time to celebrate and honor the achievements of African Americans and their contributions to the culture, their contributions to the political and also the economic fabric of the United States. But it is also a time to acknowledge the sacrifices and struggles of those who have fought for justice and equality, from the abolition of slavery to the civil rights movement, which is still ongoing to this day. And we also have to know that the fight against dictatorship in Uganda is also a struggle that shares many similarities with the struggles of African Americans throughout history. The people of Uganda have been fighting for their basic rights and freedoms in the face of a repressive regime, a regime that seeks to suppress dissent, a regime that is willing to violate human rights in order to maintain its grip on power. Just as African Americans fought against institutionalized racism and discrimination in the United States, the people of Uganda are also fighting against a regime that uses violence and intimidation to silence political opponents and crush any form of dissent. So both these struggles require courage, both the struggles require determination and a commitment to justice and equality. So fellow Ugandans, at the heart of both struggles is the belief that every person has a right to live in freedom, that every person has a right to live in dignity and respect. The people of Uganda are fighting for their rights to participate in the political process, to speak out against injustice, and to hold their government accountable. And if you look at the recent case of Eric Mwesigwa, who was abducted, tortured, and his skin ripped off the chest with a flat iron, this is a stark reminder of the brutal tactics being used to silence political opponents of the Museveni regime in Uganda. As Ugandans in the diaspora, we shall continue to demand for accountability for these atrocities, and we will not stop until justice is served. Therefore, as we celebrate Black History Month, we must also remember that the struggles of those who are still fighting for their basic rights and freedoms around the world. We must stand in solidarity with them, as well as in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Uganda, and make sure we support their efforts to build a more just and democratic society. Let us remember the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who once said that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. If you look at the struggles of African Americans throughout history, if you look at the struggles of the people of Uganda, they are interconnected. And we must continue to work together to build a world where all people are free to live with dignity and to live with respect. So I encourage all Ugandans in the diaspora, I encourage all Ugandans back home to be part of our events, to follow our events online if you can't come, and to be active in the struggle to liberate Uganda from the dictatorship that has been in power for 37 years. Let's show up on Friday, February 24th for the viewing at Brasco and Sons Memorial. Let's show up on Saturday, February 25th for the leadership launch. And also let's show up on Sunday, February 26th for the memorial service of Counsel Wameli at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. As a movement, we believe that the power of the people is greater than the people in power. So fellow Ugandans, let us honor the legacy of Counsel Wameli by continuing to fight for justice, by continuing to fight for freedom, by continuing to fight for democracy in Uganda. Thank you all. Let's meet in Boston this weekend to commemorate our brother, to support his family, and support the new leadership that is going to give us a new message, a new direction as we move forward here in the struggle in the United States. Thank you. God bless you all.